News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM. Dave Wolf, Bret Witkowski, wrapping things up from Battle Creek Lakeview. Tale of two games, essentially. St. Joe coming out with a 27-21 win over Battle Creek Lakeview. And really, that third quarter for St. Joe, the way they started, the way they competed during it, made the difference in the game, and the defense stepped up in the fourth quarter.
Well, and I think you can go back a little bit farther, Dave, that the last part of the second quarter, St. Joe got the touchdown. They stopped Lakeview going into the locker room. I think gave them hopes that they could do something. That first quarter and 10 minutes, St. Joe couldn't tackle anybody.
I know.
I mean, it was missed tackle after missed tackle. And when you have young teams, what I have found in coaching is there's a lot of peaks and valleys. When they start failing, they fail together as a group quickly. When they rise quickly as a group. As they get older, they kind of eliminate the peaks and valleys. I think the other part that played a little bit into us was the extra long halftime.
Yeah.
I think, Lakeview had all the momentum for the most part. And that extra long halftime, I think, took some gas out of their tank.
At least 30 minutes while the band
was...
performed. They had the Hall of Fame ceremony at Battle Creek Lakeview. They had the clock stopped for a good 10 minutes.
Did they really?
It was a good.
It was like a Super Bowl halftime.
Yeah, except without the halftime performance of some superstar. I looked it up. The largest St. Joe comeback for a win since the regional finals in 2007.
You must have listened to my broadcast
against Lansing Sexton.
Yeah, 28-0. They were down. And they came back and won that game and ended up losing in the state semifinals to East Grand Rapids. I don't know what was said at halftime. I'm not sure if they brought in Dr. Phil, but that was the again, you just brought up that game. That was the biggest turnaround I've seen of the St. Joe team in 15 years.
And I remember that comeback back in 2007 with Elliot Uselak as the coach. It was a defensive touchdown by Ethan Schweer on a fumble return inside the Lansing Sexton 5-yard line, which sparked St. Joe. That touchdown late in the first half sparked St. Joe again tonight. So things turned around quickly from that point on.
And how about the catches by the two freshmen?
Yes.
The catch by Schmidt out here.
Mm-hmm.
If we can get video of that up somewhere, I mean, that catch is something you see once a decade. I mean, he was up there as high as he could. He got flipped around twice and then pretty much landed on his head.
And this is a freshman.
And still caught it. And then the other freshman, I'm drawing the blank, caught the touchdown.
Yeah.
And so, you don't have to. Sometimes you get freshmen that come up with skill players because they're fast.
Yes.
But when you get to that position, tight ends are considered linemen still technically. I mean, they're out there blocking and everything. But that gave him some momentum going in the locker room. I thought Crossman did a great job as quarterback managing the game. He did a real good job making the reads, things of that nature. And I thought St. Joe, they saw something they liked on film coming out of the third quarter. They went to double tight end formations, and they just ran it right at Lakeview, right down the field, and no negative plays. But I think the one thing a couple things St. Joe players will learn from this. One is you can't just show up and play.
Right.
You cannot just look at a team's record and think they're just going to roll over for you. And then I think the second part is they have to understand that sports are as much mental as they are physical. It was the same guys, same bodies that played as good as you could in the second half, as bad as they played in the first half. So this could be a great builder. They've got a tough opponent with Porter Central coming in next week. Those two teams don't like each other.
Yeah.
Haven't for 50 years.
Well, when you were a senior, you won a game 2-0.
Really? A real 2-1.
A real 2-0 game.
And then the year before that, we won on a 51 or 3-yard field goal at the buzzer. So
couldn't have been because the St. Joe record is 48 yards.
Well, that was 47.
Okay.
And so, I think that this will be a fun one to talk about with Coach Prattley tomorrow morning. You can listen to Phil and I at Coach's Show Full Circle at 8 a.m. with Coach Prattley. Lakeshore won tonight, so we'll have Coach Thompson on there. Twin City Sharks did lose. Ben Harbor was up on Buchanan 22-15. Ben Harbor's had some tight games all season long. And if they can win that'll be great for the Tigers to get a control of the Lakeland and put themselves back in the playoff position.
With St. Joe, first half different from the second half. Things did get a little ugly there in the second half.
Yeah.
I think that you have to realize is you can't retaliate.
No.
Because things happen like that, and normally they only catch the second guy. They were lucky to catch the first guy when things started getting a little well,
Chippy, beyond
yeah.
chippy, beyond chippy, because the officials, and I give them credit, they got together, they worked it out, they talked about it. They evicted 2 players. Now, both those players are not playing next week.
No.
That's an MHSA rule.
And that was key for the second half for St. Joe, because one of the key players from Lakeview that was ejected was their key running back from the first half.
Yep. And so those things, I can see how, I'm not excusing Lakeview's behavior at the end there, because then they had some unsportsmanlike, but they felt like they had that win.
Yeah.
And it was taken from, it's like going to the dance with the homecoming queen and you're driving home by yourself. You never had that?
No.
You go, well, we got to get you, well, that's another story.
Okay.
But when you have something that you want so bad and it's taken from you, because this team is 0-4. They have not won on this stadium since it's been redone. They're 0-6.
Yeah, they're 0-4 for the first time since 2000. I know in 2004 they started 0-4 officially because those were some forfeits. But officially, Lakeview was 0-4 for the first time since 2000. So it's been a while.
And they're not a bad team.
No. There's some very skilled position guys.
Yeah.
Just I mean, I don't want to say it was some breakdowns, but I think they got beat in the second half. It just St. Joe did what they had to do, make the adjustments. Lakeview didn't adjust.
They didn't, and I think when you realize how close you are to getting a big victory, Hall of Fame night on your home turf, and all of a sudden just gets pulled from you for a variety of reasons, you get frustrated. So, new coach.
Welcome to the Detroit Lions history.
Well, that would be every season.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm a Packers fan. We had a great first week.
Yeah, well, we had a great first.
Jets didn't.
And well, you didn't have a good week 18 last year.
No.
See,
the Packers made the right choice. They traded away him, Rodgers. They're going to get a second-round pick, which will still be good.
Mm-hmm.
But great game here. I just cannot speak well enough of what St. Joe did and the coaching staff, having to coach those guys up. And
they coached them well in the second half. They made the right reads, made the right decisions, and St. Joe coming away with a 27-21 win here at Battle Creek Lakeview. St. Joe improves to 3-1 on the year and 2-0 most importantly in the SMAC conference.
They shut that scoreboard down pretty fast.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, that was like, whew.
Now when I'm running things at home, that thing's going until
win or lose.
That thing's going until I'm ready to leave the stadium.
My guess is when it's still be on.
Okay, yeah. Dave Wolf, Bret Witkowski wrapping things up from Battle Creek. Final score, St. Joe 27, Battle Creek Lakeview 21. We'll be back next week at Dixon Stadium as the Bears face Portage Central. Dave Wolf, WSJM Sports.